Hi guys, it's April and I'm here with Shae from Shae Geeks Out. We are at BookNet Fest right now and we figured we'd do a collab. We can't go to a book convention of some kind.
And not do at least one collab.
Exactly.
Let's be real.
Since Shae is so good at mangas and she reads so many of them, I figured this would
Too
be
many, really.
this would be a good chance to pick your brain and recommend manga to this beautiful audience.
I want everybody to read all the mangas, all the mangoes.
So I have a list of some of my favorite books that you guys have heard me talk about a lot. And hopefully we can get some good manga recommendations that will coincide with those a little bit. I mean, maybe not perfectly matched, but has some of those elements that I like in those reads.
Okay, let's go.
You'll probably be able to guess a lot of what I'm about to
When
ask.
you said that they were going to be your favorites, I'm like, already kind of like clicking through my catalog. It's like, okay, maybe this one, maybe this one.
Because I can guarantee you can guess this first one. Because I can't do any kind of favorites video without mentioning the Silo series.
Oh, yes, the Silo series.
Yeah.
And that's one I haven't read, so that one's a little harder.
But Silo is more of that dystopian, futuristic. What I really like about it is the fact that there's this very strong female lead who knows how to fix things. And she's a leader in her own right.
So you're looking more for Juliet in the recommendation than the actual setting. Okay.
So someone not afraid to get dirty. She reminds me a lot of Cinder in the...
Lunar Chronicles?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's that kind of messy.
For that, I'd probably point you in the direction of Fullmetal Alchemist because her name just left me. But she's a mechanic, and she is just totally boss. I love her so much. It feels like she gets left behind by the Elric brothers, but she doesn't ever stay behind for long. She'll always go chasing after them, and she's like, Ed, what have you done now?
Yeah, and surprisingly, I haven't ever picked that one up.
Really?
No, I haven't.
I've watched Brotherhood, which is the most accurate anime for it, and I've read it, and I think you would prefer to read it.
That's good to know. Because I know there's like a whole bunch of different adaptations of it.
And honestly, in Fullmetal Alchemist, when read, I was close. I knew it wasn't quite right. Edward Elric has like prosthetics because in Fullmetal Alchemist, you have two brothers who commit this taboo and essentially lose parts of themselves. Alphonse, my precious little cinnamon roll, ends up losing his entire physical body, and his soul is attached to a suit of armor. That's the suit of armor you always see running around with him, is it's Edward, the other one's younger brother. And Ed loses his arm and his leg, and so he has prosthetics that coincide with the alchemy magic. And so Winry is the one who builds his prosthetics and maintains them and stuff for him, because he's bad at maintaining them himself. So anytime he gets injured, Winry gets called, and she comes and fixes it. And she's just totally boss, and she puts the boys in their place, and I just love her. I honestly think you'll like it. And the Elric brothers, like, they're amazing characters in and of themselves. Fullmetal is like rite of passage in manga. It's one of those, if you haven't read a lot of manga, read Fullmetal Alchemist.
Next one is probably going to be very familiar too.
Probably.
And this leans more towards the children's end of reading, and that's Peter Pan.
Ooh, Peter Pan whimsy.
Yeah, and this is more of like that nonsensical, childlike feeling.
Right. As adults, we would read it as almost fever dreamy.
And a little dark too.
If you want to go like dark and kind of obscure, Junji Ito's works are definitely going to be your friend. He's closer to horror. Like, he's going to go dark where you really like to go. I personally don't read a lot of Junji Ito for that reason, but I know he has one about his cats that I really want to read. A lot of his stuff, it's just really obscure. Like, some of the most popular things you'll see from him is he's got this, like, eye, and it's all, like, obscurely kind of twisted around it and stuff. That's one of his more popular images that you see within the manga space, but Junji Ito's going to be what you want for that, I think. Again, that's not something I would personally read, but if that's honestly what you're looking for, anybody I know who's read it, his work, has loved it.
I got you suckered into this one.
Oh,
so I'm really excited to see where you go with this one, and that is Daughter of the Forest by Juliet.
Oh, okay. Because you want a strong female, but you want the mythical fairy tale to it. Yeah. Tonal-wise, I think you're going to want something like Ancient Magus Bride, but I know you're already reading that. So I would probably say something that's similar, but a little bit different, is going to be Mythical Beast Investigator. It's about this young woman who's not taken very seriously in her profession as a mythical beast investigator. So she'll go on location. But she also has this demon rabbit companion who is bipedal, and he helps her really exact justice without the restraints of her actual job Because there are certain things within her job that she can't do. Like, if an animal's really innocent because it wasn't treated well, she can't set it free, technically, by law. But her little demon companion can go and do that for her. But she's not the one actually doing it and stuff. And so the care that she has and, like, the soul that she has is very much like Sorsha. I think you'll like her a lot.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
It's a newer publishing one, so that's one you can, like, do slowly. I think the second one comes out next month. I just get that same, like, tone and feel when reading that one. It would be like Daughter of the Forest meets Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, that's just what I was thinking as you were saying that. It's like rabbit who stands on its hind legs.
But he's like tall and lanky and black.
Even better.
Right. I'm like, I think you'll really, really love that one. That's one that's new enough. A lot of people aren't gonna like be as familiar with it.
What would you pair with Mistborn? Any of the Mistborn franchise? Because the Wax and Wane is
I love
probably
the
my
Wax and Wane
favorite
era.
at
It's
this point.
so fun.
Yeah.
The banter between the two characters is just so fun. That's why I live for that series. I mean, you have a beautiful magic system and a beautiful story behind it, but those two characters are what sell that second era for sure.
That and some of the females in that story. It just
relate for sure.
So much.
Banter-wise, Fullmetal Alchemist will kind of fill that need. There isn't one with that complex of a magic system to like play on.
Is there anything that's got some of that like Western style?
There's definitely
like, steampunky kind of.
There's definitely some of that. A lot of that's older stuff that can be harder to track down. That's why I'm trying to think of like what's kind of currently publishing and fairly easy to get your hands on.
And if you can't think of it now, just we'll leave a little thing in the comment and we'll pin it.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay, and last but not least, Soulless by Gail Carriger. Just that sass and that supernatural element that, I just think is amazing.
Sass and supernatural.
Yeah. And I know that I have the Soulless manga series. I haven't read it yet.
And that's just really like the exact same story drawn in a manga form. Right. That's not going to be anything necessarily like new. Honestly, something that would kind of give that same feel, might not be an exact match, but it'll kind of give the same feel, would probably be BEASTARS. BEASTARS is a manga that's actually, you'd probably consider it closer to like Zootopia, but more like grown up. Characters within it are snarky, and like the dynamic back and forth between the herbivores and the carnivores and stuff is very toxic, but they have to get along. So like all the kids, like the youngers of that age, all go to school together. And so they're like forced into the same environment where they have to work together. That's kind of the first one, like tone-wise, that kind of comes to mind. There is more like paranormal manga. I haven't read too much of it yet. I'm just kind of dipping my toes in the paranormal stuff, which makes my heart really happy, if I'm honest. Blackbird is fun. The guy's really, like, overly protective alpha, so if that's not gonna be your thing. But the girl's always like, dude, no, let me be. She always, like, stands up for herself and checks him, so that's why I'm okay with it. It's made very clear within the manga that his behavior's not okay. For that, he is, why can't I think of the paranormal creature right now? But the one that's a crow. So they're like demons, but they take crow form when they're in
right, kind of a little bit like in the new Maleficent movies.
Yeah, like that. There's also things like Kami-sama Kiss or the Demon Prince of Momochi House, where you're dealing with a girl who ends up coming into a situation where there's a shrine involved. One, she becomes the actual, like, shrine priestess, because somebody doesn't want to be the priest anymore, so he bestows his powers upon her. And his, a fox demon companion, I forget what the actual term is really snarky and lots of fun. Demon Prince of Momochi House is a slightly different take on that, where there's a young boy who becomes the fox demon kind of character, but is also in charge of the shrine as a child. And so you meet him when he's more like teenage age, and there's a high school girl who's left the deed of the house of Momochi because she is a Momochi. So she comes to her home, and there's these squatters, and she doesn't know what to do with them. And so she just tries getting along with them because they actually know and understand the house, and she doesn't yet. Both of those are really fun. Those would probably be the closest to a Soulless kind of situation, I think. Each of these girls have different powers over their beings that they care for and such. Demon Prince of Momochi House is probably closer, though. Storyline-wise, with how Soulless works, that one's probably going to be closer.
I think my TBR has expanded a lot. Is kind of the point of this video.
It's true.
When we think of some other things, we'll pin it down below.
For sure.
And if you guys have any, recommendations that might coincide either direction.
Ooh, I would say Eden Zero for the Mistborn one. But it has, like, a little bit of a spacey element to it. where, like, it's a magical world, but, like, they travel through space as well. That one's really fun. It does go darker than some shonen does, so I know you like dark and creep, so you're okay. That one's got, I think the 4th volume comes out this month, or it's already out? I don't remember. It's currently releasing. There's only 4 or 5 volumes out so far.
If it's not out now, it will be by the time I get this video up.
Probably.
If you've liked any of these recommendations, leave a heart emoji down below because, you know, that's a cool thing to do. And with that, I heard your beautiful faces.
Bye.